Hey everyone, it's Mike Perlman from Techno Buffalo. Step in your rocket ships because we're going to blast into the Samsung Stratosphere for Verizon Wireless. Coming up right after this awesome graphic. Mike Perlman here, back for the review of the Samsung Stratosphere for Verizon Wireless. $149 with a 2-year contract, and this is a 4G phone. It's very quick, and it also features a full slide-out QWERTY keyboard. So those are two of its primary strengths. Let's also talk about the core specs here. 1 GHz Hummingbird processor fluttering across with very quick activities and tasks. 512 megabytes of RAM, and it has 4 gigabytes of micro SD card storage. Nothing on the inside, so that's kind of light when it comes to storage. If you're a big media hound, you're going to want more and crave more, but this holds up to 32 gigabytes. So if you have a 32 gigabyte card, throw it in there and Bob's your uncle. Okay, we're running Android 2.3 Gingerbread. There's no word on an upgrade to Ice Cream Sandwich yet. This phone has a 480 by 800 Super AMOLED screen. It's 4 inches diagonally. Very nice screen. Very bright and crisp. I really like the Super AMOLED screens from Samsung. That's something that you can't complain about. Let's also talk about this phone's camera situation. We have a 5 megapixel shooter on the back with an LED flash built in, and a 1.3 megapixel camera on the front for all of your vanity needs. So there's no need to shoot into the mirror and do a super lame MySpace pose. The only thing about this phone is it's very thick. It's a super thick phone. Okay. Next to the iPhone, even with a case, and it just looks, look at that, it just looks like an elephant compared to a gnat. So that's the only other thing. Kind of a cheap construction, it feels like. Volume rocker on the side, lock switch. There's no camera button, and I'm a little sour about that. I likes my camera buttons. And here's a 3.5mm audio jack. So very basic on the outside. Call quality on this phone, fantastic. I never had a problem, never had a drop call. Some of the best call sound quality that I've experienced on a phone. I went through 4G zones, I went through 3G zones, I went through roaming. It was all the same. Great caller, very fast. We are talking about average 5 megabits per second up, 3.9 down. That is what I averaged for a multitude of tests. So that still is pretty darn quick, and if you've got the need for speed, Goose or Maverick, shoot on over. This phone will do it for you. It's Verizon's 4G network, LTE. It is the fastest out there. Let's also talk about something that this phone has for the media happy. It's the media hub here, and it's basically, you know, Samsung's own Blockbuster pretty much. And what I'm super excited about it though is Beavis and Butthead making a comeback. I don't care if this was all they offered in media hub. I'm just so excited about that. So that is something nice for you movie buffs and you TV people. Another thing I love about Android phones is their Maps program. I love 3D maps. I love the ability to zoom in, okay, but to twirl, to do the twirly whirl, the loop-de-doo. I love that. It's very important. And while we're at it, I love navigation. This phone has navigation here. So if you're lost, if you're frequently lost like me, and I was just lost in Australia, of all places, without any sort of tech. There's an article on our site about that. It was not a lot of fun. I could have used this. Let's talk about widgets. Widgets were something that I want to talk about. It's all about the clocks. Clocks, clocks, clocks. This phone is overclocked. Tough crowd. So yeah, a lot of clocks on here in the widget screen. There's latitude, which allows you to check into places. Exciting. I found the most useful widgets to be the program monitor. and the power savings. And the program monitor is right here. Just shows you your active applications. You could exit all immediately, and that is definitely something that's going to be much needed if you run a lot of applications. Now, about the browser, and you can tell this is a very fast phone, it didn't even give me a force close at all throughout all of my testing, and that is one of the first Android phones to do that. So I really think that they're migrating further towards the optimization of the hardware and the software, and that's a very good thing. Okay, so let's go to Techno Buffalo, and I'm connected to Wi-Fi now because I live in Bumblefrack, Maine, and the only service we have is provided by a set of moose antlers. So here we go, we're on Techno Buffalo's site. It's very nice, and this is what it looks like. You get window spread here. You get to add new windows, and it just pops up like that. Okay, let's go check the windows out, and we can scroll back and forth between the windows. Something we've seen before, but it's a very nice layout that I'm impressed with. Also, hey, let's go back here. Also, browser brightness. You could actually set the browser brightness individually from the rest of setting the brightness for the rest of the phone. And that's something that I really liked. Okay, so I'm back here with a video. I just tapped on one of my favorite bikes, KX250F. This bike rips on the track, and the video for it just showed right up. It just began playing automatically. That's one thing I love about Android. Flash right in the browser, and there we have it. KX250F. Let the drilling commence. Alright, so I'm going to come out of this here. Alright, and we're going to talk about this keyboard. It's very important to talk about this keyboard. Let's take a good look at it. Take a nice gander. Take that all in there. We have a home, menu, search, and back button configuration here, but what they ended up doing was pulling me out of what I was doing because I misplaced them for the shift and the enter and the backspace. So you really have to study this configuration here. Also, look at the function button and look at the placement of the exclamation point. I use a lot of exclamation points in my typing because I think it adds a fiery zest to what I write. And it's all the way up there. So you kind of have to finagle your fingers around, and there are just so many, you know, doubles here for the keys. All the keys have multifunctions. It's not bad. I mean, it's a good thing, but it just takes a little while. I do like the smiley face button because you can throw a frowny or a smiley a lot easier on there, or a warm fuzzy or a cold prickly, as I like to refer to them. One security issue about this phone, and it's just something you should be cognizant of, is that if you have it locked like so, and then you slide open the QWERTY keyboard, look what happens. Ta-da! Open sesame! And that is kind of a security flaw there. What you're going to want to do is pop into settings. Let's find settings here. So screen lock. Okay, so if you say none, it will jump you right into the phone if you slide out the QWERTY keyboard. Do a pattern, a pin, or a password, any of those, and it works because I tried it. If anyone knows what this movie is from, please leave it in the comments. Okay. Hey guys. Oh, big gulps, huh? Alright. Well, see you later. One of my favorite movies of all time. Last thing, image quality on this camera. Bright light, close-ups, that is macros. The camera's great. Very impressive. Some performance that I've seen from Samsung. Bright light video outdoors, very good too. Keep in mind, this phone does not record HD video. It's WVGA, widescreen VGA, and that is 720 by 480. Excuse me. A resolution. So I'll jump into the camera real quick here and show you the interface. So a couple features that I really like were the cartoon mode. I really love the cartoon mode, and one thing to note though, you know, low light things get very noisy, and even in bright light the white balance has multiple personality disorder, so it will just jump from cool to hot to warm to, you know, medium, lukewarm, so just watch that. You know, it's not the best camera. The iPhone 4S definitely takes the cake in that department. So this has been the Samsung Stratosphere review. I like it, but I gotta tell you one thing. This is Verizon's version of the Samsung Epic 4G for Sprint a year late. And, you know, that's going to resonate with a certain amount of people. People who want the QWERTY keyboard on Verizon, and they want the speeds, and, you know, they want a phone that is pretty much a Swiss Army knife. I mean, this is it. It's $150 too, so it's cheaper than, you know, the new Razr and all of those hot phones that are coming out at, you know, a rate of 2.5 Android phones per millisecond. So it's a very good all-around phone. I liked it. I really didn't have many complaints, you know, although this is my favorite phone. I gotta say, you know, if I was an Android fan, I was on Verizon, and I did like QWERTY keyboards, the Samsung Stratosphere would make me want to put on my astronaut suit and blast away. So, this has been the Samsung Stratosphere review by Mike Perlman from Techno Buffalo. Be sure to go to Techno Buffalo for all of your tech needs. Until next time, you guys keep it cool, and I'm gonna spin dash on out of this video.